Hi, today I want to share with you a book that I found and some tips and toys for teaching social play. So lots of kids on the spectrum have difficulty playing, whether that be playing by themselves or playing with a peer, and that's one of the areas that we really have been working with Caden. And so I found this book, and I actually had done a training, and they referred to this book, and then I have collected several toys that we've bought that I used along with the book. So the book is called Teaching Play to Children with Autism. And the ISBN number I'll put in the description below. But I ordered this on Amazon, and it's an amazing book. It starts with some items and things that are easy to find. So I try to pull on experiences that Caden has had, and camping with his family, his grandparents, is one of the things that Caden really enjoys. And so in this book, I found an activity called Camper Van and Park. And so it basically tells you to get some toy camper items, and Caden was really interested in Peppa Pig, and so he had gotten, it's going to crash everywhere, the Peppa Pig camper van, and it even has like the little working awning, and the more little toys and gadgets that it has, the more conversation we were able to have, and we found that at a Target. And then his aunt had given him the little house, and we had the car and some other little things, but we had just picked up the Peppa Pig family. And so the book gives you a script of things that you can say, because you want to keep it really simple, because they're either missing language or their language is developing. And so it kind of tells you what to do. And so like you have your little family and walk over and you say these different things, and the child will repeat you. So you're basically modeling how to play with these particular toys. And so we started with that, and then in Caden's daily schedule, I would give him maybe 10 minutes, and I'd say, okay, we're going to play with our camper van today. And so he would do that. But there's lots of different activities. Another one that he really enjoyed was a car track game. And we parallel played with that. I would get on one side and he would get on the other. And I found this really cool tot tube on Amazon. And it looks like this. It's called Tots Tube. And you can see in the picture what it looks like when it's set up. And so you just set it on a surface, the tube on a surface, and we would race the cars down. And so Katie would choose a car, and I would choose a car, and we would see whose car would get to the end first. And then we slowly kind of use Lightning McQueen as a spinoff, because you really like that. And so he would choose a character from the movie to be, and maybe he was Lightning, and I would be Sally, and then we would have races. And so we would talk about, oh, do you think your car's going to go fast or slow? And kind of build conversation so that he would have conversation with me. And then slowly I added that into our schedule as a choice. He could do the car tube, or he could play with the camper van. And then Caden kind of developed a interest in playing with like a restaurant, because of course he'd been to several restaurants. So always try to build off something he's had experience with. And so my mom had found these on Amazon as well. They're called Crazy Chefs. And it was a really neat game. And so you have these little cards, and you have a spinner. And the child spins, and you have a card too, and you sit across from them. And when you first do this, you might just do one side, because some kids don't tolerate sitting that close to you right away. But so we might just pick this one side, and the first one to get these 3 ingredients wins. And Caden really liked that. And then we expanded off that. In the book, there's an activity called Working with Play-Doh, and so we would have a mat, and again you're modeling, so I would model and read the scripted words. I'm rolling out my dough, your turn, and then he would roll out his dough. I'm flattening my dough, and he would flatten his, and then we're adding this, and he would add, and so you're basically just modeling, and they do it, but it has some of these great activities in here. Another thing that I found is and I can't recommend these enough, the Osmo games. And we got this, I think, as a Christmas present. So if you have an iPad, the Osmo, the Osmo works off of this base, and it's sold separately, but also you can get this on Amazon. And you clip it on top of your iPad, and you set your iPad in here, or your iPad Air Mini. It works with both. And then it interacts with these, and there's several different games, but it interacts with the pieces. And so for this particular one, the one that I'm really crazy about, it's the Pizza Company game, because we had worked with all of these different chef activities. It comes with this little pizza mat, and then there's all these little ingredients on the inside, and the customers come in, and on the iPad they request, using picture, what they want on their pizza. And so then the child places those things on the pizza, and as it advances, sometimes it will be like only half of the pizza they want pepperoni, or a fourth of the pizza they want pepperoni. It just depends, half, and it can be 3/4, but it kind of teaches fractions. And then also as it advances on, and you can choose whether you want it to do the more advanced ones, the customer will pay, and then your child gives them change, and it comes with the change and the little cash coins, and it helps them along the way if they're struggling with that. It kind of gives them the math equation, and then it gives them the answer as well. But it's a really great way. It's educational, and then they're interacting with this character on their iPad, and Kevin really enjoyed that. And we bought a chef's hat, and we bought some play food. We got some receipts from Amazon, like customer tickets, and he would take our order and then go do the play food and bring us the food that we requested, and that was a good way for him to practice social interaction. We always have him place his own order at the restaurant, thank the worker if he wants a refill. We have him do that. And then there's some really cool other games in here, like teaching emotions using like teddy bears. And this scripted one was really cool. Like you've got this little teddy bear, and he's walking along, and then your teddy bear falls down, and then you say, "Oh, Teddy's crying," and then you make the crying sound, and he's hurt his foot, and then what should we do? And so you pick him up, and you love him, and you pretend to bandage his foot up, and then Teddy's okay, and he goes on. And it kind of is a way of showing a child how you could deal with an incident if you were hurt. So you're kind of modeling that kind of thing. There's musical instruments, all kinds of activities in here. And then there's a lot of self-help skills games, like learning to put on your socks, and it shows you like steps to teach the child ways to do that. Washing your hands. And this was one of my favorite ones that we did with Caden, was learning to wait. And because, we wanted him to be as normal as possible, we wanted him to be able to go to Dollywood and Disney and wait in line like any other child, because that's a life skill, or sit at the doctor's office and wait. This was one of the first activities that I chose out of the book. And it was very simple. So you could take a sand timer, you could take a timer on your cell phone, a kitchen timer, whatever, and you set it for a very short period of time. That was like seconds. And you say, okay, in, what your child can tolerate, 10 seconds, you're going to need to watch TV. And when the timer goes off, you praise the child. Yay, you waited, wait, I love that you waited. Now we're going to get to watch TV. Or if they want a special snack, okay, we're going to set our timer and we're going to wait. And when all the sand falls to the bottom, we're getting our snack. Oh, you waited, look, all the sand is at the bottom, now we get our snack. And of course, when you first do it, they may not be really happy about it. You may have to sit and hold a very upset child, but as soon as they see, when I wait, I get this reward, then it becomes it becomes easier, and the child quickly learns that waiting is okay. And then also you can extend that time. You use the same language, like if you are at a park, an amusement park, you say, okay, we wait and then we get to ride Dumbo, or we wait and then we get to get pizza. And so you're teaching the word wait, and then they realize that yes, in life you have to wait, but you will get rewarded for it. But this book is wonderful. It has lots of ideas if you're looking for things to help your child learn to play, parallel play by themselves, and then do some of the life skills types things. Like I said, I'll put the ISBN in the description, and I hope that maybe some of these games will be helpful for your child. And until all the pieces fit, I'll see you next time.